Hey everyone, Q here with Tech Rants, and matter of fact, let me readjust this because I did find it out the hard way. One second. Found out something about this phone, this iPad. All right, so let's see how that works. Q here with Tech Rants. You can give me a second to pull up. It is a late night stream, but you know what? That is just what it is. I'm trying to find my videos. There we go. So yeah, I felt like going live. I'm kind of in a good mood, so that helps. Yeah, so let me get a little closer to the mic. And sanitizer. So yeah, just kind of open topic. You know, anything goes. Watching the comments on the iPhone SE, and I'm streaming off the iPad 6th generation. Excuse me. I do have a unboxing of that coming. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That'll be coming here shortly. I just have to upload it. So I'm getting 60 down and about not only between 3 to 8 up. So not bad. Um, not bad at all. So yeah, I was looking for the iPad box. So I've been using the iPad 6th generation. So far, it's been pretty good. Um, I was trying to figure out if I'm able to keep it. And so far, it looks like I will be able to. Um, it looks like, it pretty much gets used for business purposes. I really do like it. It's very fast. Everything seems to be, seems to like it holds up fairly well with no issues. Um, I do have a fifth generation coming, just so you guys know. So I will be doing some speed test comparisons, just kind of seeing which is better, which isn't really much of a difference. Um, but using an iPad is a good experience. It's definitely, more of a laptop experience. For AT&T, we use. You guys don't know I'm a contractor for AT&T now. Um, I know it's kind of weird. I switched carriers to AT&T now. I'm contracting through AT&T. It just kind of worked out that way. I actually had a contract with my contractor to renew to kind of do my thing with Sprint. I didn't renew it because I didn't use the service. And honestly, I don't. For the most part, unless the money is really really good and I'm in desperate times, I don't believe in selling, a service that I despise. There's different selling a phone I despise, but selling, trying to sell a service that I despise, that's a little bit different. And I like AT&T. Plus, it was a little bit more money. I would have renewed my Sprint contract if there was no more options and I was really desperate for money. Which I am kind of desperate, but it's not to the point where I'm like, it's a life or death situation if I don't take it. If I don't take the amount that it's offered, you know, it it's not gonna really hurt me too bad. So for the most part, I just, whatever. I'm kind of struggling just a little bit, but it's not nothing that is major. So everything will work itself out. So yeah. Hold on for a second, guys. Let me look at something. All right, yeah. I had to relook at something. My budget actually came up. So yeah, looking at this, every time I get something that I know I don't need or I think I can't afford it, something comes along for me to be able to afford it. So I'm not gonna preach tonight. Well, I can't. I went live just because I felt like it. But honestly, guys, and nobody's in here, but whoever, if anybody watches this video, and anybody that sees my videos, you guys know for the most part I'm very humble. Now I know, yeah, I've gotten comments, I've gotten private messages like, "Hey, you buy all this shit," and sorry, don't mean to cuss because I'm about to kind of whatever. But you buy all this stuff, and you say you can't afford it. Well, why buy it? Who are you? You know, I believe that God has a plan for everybody. Okay, God has a plan for each and every one of us. And whether we choose to follow in that plan is up to us. Now, I'm not the perfect person at all, but I'm not perfect by any means necessary. But if God has a plan for me and something's meant to work out, best believe it's going to work out, within His favor. So as far as me questioning, people questioning, well, how you do this, how do you afford this? Honestly, why is it any of your concern? Unplugging the microphone. Is it any of your concern? Give me one second. So yeah, people question you, okay, well, how are you buying this and why are you getting this and all that. Like, why are you so deeply concerned about this now? Like, you're not paying for it. So I just don't. People do what they want to do, which is fine. I understand that, but you know, in life, God has a plan for each and every one of us, and I truly believe that. I bought the Honor 7X. I could afford to keep that. That wasn't gonna hurt me too bad. I bought the Essential phone, knowing that I could not afford it. I just bought it without thinking because that was a damn good price. Bought the Essential phone, knowing I couldn't afford it, but I said, hey, if this is meant to be, God is going to make it work out within my favor. And He did. I'm able to keep the Essential phone. I've had some other stuff. I was stuck with some debt from my previous relationship, I'm able to afford to pay that off. And the way I have things on my credit card set up now, I'm gonna be able to afford to pay everything off before I get charged interest like I want. Okay, I bought this iPad mainly for business purposes because AT&T, we have one for AT&T, but I want one for kind of personal use to kind of use it to see how I like it. I like to play around with what I sell, or just basically what's hot in the world now. That way, when I get asked about it, I got knowledge on it. So, you know, people question me, well, how are you affording this? Everything I do, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Honestly, everything I've bought, luckily, I've been able to keep. I've not really had to return anything. Everything on the channel that you guys have seen, I've bought, and I was able to keep. And that would not have been possible by the grace of God. So, for me to be able to afford everything and bring it to the channel and give you guys my input and my interpretations of it, it's a blessing. You know, I can say, yes, I've used this. This is wonderful. Or, yes, I've used this. Don't buy it. So, you know, people are so concerned about other people's financial state, their financial state. Was yours together? Yes, guys, I'm a germaphobe. Surprised this bottle lasted me as long as it did. But I got another bottle. And then I got a jumbo bottle. So, but hey, when people ask, like, yes, I got it. I'm able to afford it. Worst phone, okay. Kevin Mortea, worst phone I've ever owned. Worst phone I ever owned. There's two of them. Well, hold on, let's think. Yeah, there's two of them that I can, like, most of the phones that I bought and that I had and I owned, they were good. They performed very well for a while and then just kind of slacked off big time. So, worst phone I ever owned, it would be a toss up between. That would be a toss up between the T-Mobile Prism 2 and the Kyocera Hydro Reach. Had to be a toss up between those two. And I'll tell you what was wrong with each of them here in a second. So the Prism 2, I got it for cheap. It was like $80. It was very, very cheap. This is when this is after my part with Verizon. I was with Verizon contract for quite a while. Oh, this microphone is getting on my damn nerves. Oh, what? Go back to the regular mic. I'm have to buy a better microphone. Something that kind of goes around my ear or something. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay, so the Prism 2, I bought it for like 80 bucks. And it was, it overheated. It damn near was just unresponsive. It would restart. Uh, no, it wouldn't. Yeah, it would kind of restart in the middle of phone calls, and just made it impossible and unbearable to use. Like it was one of the worst phones I've ever had. One of the worst phones I ever had. Um, and it was just like I said, it would just be damn near unresponsive. So that would be number one. Well, the Kyocera Hydro Reach, I've heard nothing but good things about that phone. My mother, she actually had that phone, and she didn't have any issues with it at all. She, but she wouldn't do anything with it. Me. Every phone I've had, I pushed it to the limit for the most part. Um, it was when I had it, and mine could have been defective. It restarted a lot. Now that one did. It restarted in the middle of phone calls frequently, even during very, very, very impersonal, very important conversations. It restarted at the wrong time. Like usually when I'm trying to conduct business or if I'm handling other business, like it would just restart. And also, it got hot. The Prism 2 I can deal with. The battery life on that was actually not too bad. But the Kyocera Hydro Reach, that battery was horrible. And the best phone I ever owned for the price, I would have to give that one to the Alcatel Pop Astra. That phone was 65 between 50 to 65 bucks at Walmart. I got mine for 64.88. That phone performed. It was very snappy, very responsive, no lag, no slowdown. That phone just it did it. It performed like a champ. Um, Battery life was yeah. Battery life no. Battery life was just it was damn near non-existent. But battery life is not. It was decent. Battery life, you had to charge it a couple times a day, and I was a heavy user. Um, but performance, that phone had some damn good performance. So yeah, best phone for the price definitely. And then the second phone, of course, would have to be best. So best phone for the price. So like you actually getting everything that you paid for and more. That would have to be the Alcatel Pop Astro. And then I would have to say between the Honor 7X and definitely the Essential phone. The Essential phone, the Essential phone is definitely not worth 700 bucks, but definitely it's definitely worth it's definitely worth 500 bucks, and I got it for 223. So let's go ahead. As a matter of fact, let me do a speed test on AT&T. Turn Wi-Fi off. Go to speed test. Start speed test. And let's see. Nobody joined in, but that's all right. I like talking. Hopefully somebody will watch this video. La 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 la, na 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 na. Hey hey hey, goodbye. 29.9 down. So I'm getting 29.9 down and 15.4 up. So I know they say they don't do it, but I honestly believe that they deprioritize prepaid customers. At least in this area, because my iPad gets better speed. It gets way faster speeds. I've gotten up to 80 down, at least in this area. Now with my Essential phone, if I go about a mile and a half, 2 miles up the road, I'm gonna pull anywhere between 70 to 130 down. So I mean, they have the speeds, and I'm not deprioritized. I'm actually on the $50 plan. I have 8 gigabytes at full speed, $40 with auto pay, because I don't need unlimited data, and I'm gonna keep the iPad for the most part. So that has unlimited data, so that covers. I'm streaming from the iPad right now with no issues. So I mean, of course, it'll be kind of an inconvenience to carry it around a little bit, but that's what the phone is for. And I'm not gonna use, for the 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna use 8 gigs in a month. So like, I may use about 2.5. I may use about 2 gigs this month. So with that being said, I use 2 gigs. I have 6 gigs left. So next month I'll have 14 gigs. So I'll probably just do a bunch of live streaming, or I'll find something to do to kind of waste that data, so it does not expire. So, you know, every other month I'll have some leftover data, for the most part. Or I may have 14 gigs next month, and next month I use about four. I'll probably use about 5 gigs. So I have three. Then I have 11 gigs, and I may use about the next month I have that 8 gigs. I may use three. I have 13. So each month you can, the rollover carries over from the 8 gigs that you have originally. So let's see, is there any breaking news going on? The fingerprint sensor is very responsive. It is a slight delay, but I did a test, and it's very on par with the Honor 7X. Okay, so yeah, okay, so they put a pause on the team award, sprint review, all the other good stuff, and whatever. So yeah, after using Boost Mobile, I mean, after switching from Boost Mobile to AT&T, I have noticed the coverage increase. So, so honestly, the only other place I would go right now, unless T-Mobile makes a dramatic increase in coverage, whatever happens with the merger. Right now, I'm sticking with AT&T. Of course, when Verizon goes GSM, and they, maybe if they lower their prices and stop being so damn greedy, I may consider Verizon. But for right now, I'm sticking with AT&T because the coverage is definitely wonderful. If you switch from T-Mobile to AT&T, you'll notice the coverage. Um, when I was a big advocate for T-Mobile, I convinced my sister I convinced her to switch from AT&T to T-Mobile, and she did. But she did note she had bad coverage in her area, and it was kind of spotty at times. So, I mean, you're gonna notice that coverage drop because AT&T, when you're in buildings and things like that, you're gonna notice that extra reliable coverage. So, for the most part though, AT&T, you know, they're on cover. Ooh, shit, they're on cover. Par with Verizon. So, definitely I noticed the extra, reliability. So, definitely I love AT&T. Definitely worth something checking out. So, I mean, do I like Boost Mobile? Do I still like Boost Mobile? Yes, of course I do. Um, the pricing was cheap. It's just that now that I've had GSM, I'm noticing all of the you know benefits and the freedom of GSM. I can talk on the phone and use that at the same time. I can, speeds are faster. If I want my phone to work, all I gotta do is put in a SIM card, and it's already configured. So there are a lot of there are a lot of benefits of having GSM over CDMA. Um, you know, CDMA is good though. Like I said, Sprint was very good when it came to their customers. They would give you a free month every here and there. Um, they would give you promotion prices on plans and things of that nature. So they really did have you know perks and stuff. They kept the customers happy. So that was something that I really did admire about Sprint and Boost Mobile. So I'm not gonna knock them for any of that. So yeah, Sprint and Boost Mobile, definitely. I'm still a big fan. Um, so my second favorite prepaid carrier would have to be Metro. One, because they offer better phone port-in deals, and two, they you know their prices are pretty good for customers upgrading. So I was with Cricket for a while. I was with Cricket for a month and a half, and I did like it. I really did. Um, Speeds were consistent. Um, yeah, let's see. Speeds were consistent. Definitely had good data speeds, and I mean the tax and fees were included. And great customer service. You know, I just went because I'm like, well, it's $55 for the same plan with what is it, AT&T prepaid. Of course, now I'm not even on unlimited. I pay $40 a month for 8 gigabytes, and honestly, that's more than enough for me. Especially now that I have unlimited. Once again, I have unlimited data on the iPad, so and I've been making use of that. I've used about 6 gigs already, and the billing cycle just started over. So it's definitely getting used. I'm making full use of it. I have 22 gigabytes before they deprioritize me, and the speeds before deprioritization is pretty damn good. So we'll see what happens after deprioritization. Um, and then AT&T prepaid for my cell phone service. That's where my main line is. Where my SIM card is in the essential phone. Works, no issue. I may eventually consider going back to the unlimited plan, but for right now, I don't need it. Um, the unlimited plan, it's a good deal, but 8 gigabytes is also more than sufficient, especially when you got Wi-Fi all over the place. So now the essential phone. Let's take a look at the essential phone. So batteries at 58%. One day and 18 hours left. My last full charge is 28 hours ago. Don't have much screen on time, but this battery has lasted me 2 days. I mean, almost a day and a half, and I'm at 58%. So battery life on the essential phone has been good. This phone, it really does not get used lightly. It does. This is my main line. So calls, text messaging, I get all of my notifications. I don't even have the adaptive battery. I mean the battery saver on. Yeah, that's off. This is the first phone I've used without battery saver, and the battery is kind of small. It's a 3,080 milliamp hour battery, but it's a 5.7 inch IPS. It's a 2K display. Matter of fact, let me see if I can change the screen resolution. I don't think you can. Let me see. Let's go to display, brightness level. Okay, let me go back. Um, okay, I see what it is. Okay, yeah, so it does not allow you to change the whatever. Okay, that's fine. So I'm making full use of the 2K display, and battery life has been wonderful. The Essential phone is the best phone I've ever had, along with, if I had to get my top three phones of 2018 that I've had, which it would have to be Honor 7. It's a toss up between the Honor 7X and the Essential phone. I haven't even turned on my Honor 7X, so I don't even know it's over there. Bro. You know what? The Essential phone, of course, is number one because of all the updates. So right now, it's kind of a toss up between the Essential phone and the iPhone SE2. The iPhone SE2, of course, it's a powerhouse. It really is. Battery life is, yeah, yeah, whatever. But the essential phone, you get all the updates. Battery life is wonderful. You know, cameras seem pretty decent. Fingerprint sensors fast. One, two, three. Hold on, didn't work. One, two, three. There you go. One, two, three. One, two, three. So yeah, it works fairly good. Feels good in the hands. Ladies, you know the procedures. Flossie Carter. Um, honestly, it's just an awesome phone. The Honor 7X. You know, people complain about EMUI. I haven't had any issues. Really good battery life on that phone, and it's just it works. It really does, and it's a good bang for your buck. $200. The Like I said, the Essential phone is a flagship. It is. The Honor 7X is not a flagship, but you're getting flagship performance. I'm gonna have to do a speed test between the Honor 7X and the Essential phone. I know the Essential phone will probably kill it on some things. The only app that I see loads very slow on the Essential phone is my banking app, and I don't know why. Everything else works fine. So like, I'm gonna click on Play Store. One, two, three. There you go. I'm logged in. There it is. This phone just flies. See what's new in Amazon Music. Okay, whatever. So, all right. So like, let's go to let's go to PayPal. One, two, three. Fingerprint. I'm logged in. Oh, am I? Okay, yeah, I am. I touched on the fingerprint. Are we good? So the Essential phone is very responsive. It really is. So I've been very happy with the Essential phone. So yeah, I'm gonna just like I said, I'm all over the place. I just felt like going live. Nobody joined in, but that's okay. Excuse me. I might even keep the stream on here. The iPad 6th generation battery life has been great. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Out of all the devices I've owned, the iPad definitely has damn good battery life. I'm not gonna take that away from it at all. The iPhone, blah, blah, blah. The iPad has top notch battery. Performance has been stellar. I'm streaming from it, so you can see there's no, connectivity issues so far. Performance, like I said, is stellar. It works. You can't ask for a better value. It's $329 for just a Wi-Fi version. I think for what it's capable of, that's more than worth it. Add $130 for cellular. I don't think it's worth $130 just to allow you to connect to a cellular network. It's dumb. Or AT&T says it was $359 if I could afford to buy it off contract, which I can't at the moment without hurting me. It was only $359, but it's $459. It's $459 with a 20-month installment, and I can upgrade after 1 year. So that's pretty good. So battery life is wonderful. Performance is wonderful. Like I said, I didn't do it really on unboxing. I don't know if I will upload them, but I might just do the review, talk about it, because it really is good. I do have a 5th generation coming, and I will do a test on that. So I'll be doing I'll definitely be doing some speed tests to see if it's worth it. The upgrade from 2017 to 2018, and more than likely no, because you know Apple devices, iPhones and iPads, they have a good record uh, of staying up to date and perfect for about 3 or 4 years before there's any issues. Usually, sometimes things go wrong, but for the most part, they're good. So, like you um, take like the iPhone 5S. The iPhone 5S will be getting iOS 12, so that officially makes it 5 years old. 5 years that it's been supported for software updates. So definitely Apple, when it comes to software updates and keeping devices supported and upgraded, Apple has that. Android, they're trying to push in that direction because LG is making a phone that's supposed to come out. It's supposed to be an Android One device with a Snapdragon 835. Okay, the 835 is what's in my essential phone. It's what's in the Google Pixel 2s at the moment, and those are going to be supported for another year or two, at least another year. The essential phone is supposed to be supported for another year. So the 835 is very well put together, and especially with this new Project Trouble, I have a video on my channel. Go check that out. Especially with Project Trouble, these devices should be up to date for, I wouldn't be surprised if the essential phone goes all the way to Android R, you know, or the Pixel 2 even goes to Android R because it has the hardware to support it. 4 gigs of RAM, more than enough for a phone. Honestly, 3 gigs is enough. 2 gigs is even, sufficeable. Depends on how it's optimized. But 3 to 4 gigs is definitely enough RAM for a phone. 6 to 8 gig, let me tell you something. If the essential phone had 6 gigs or 8 gigs of RAM running the way, having the stock Android and having the way it is now, this phone could easily last you 4 years. Same thing with Apple devices. The way Apple devices are optimized, if an iPhone had 6 gigs of RAM, it could be easily supported for probably 5 to 7 years with no issues. Because 2 gig, the iPhone 5S has 1 gig of RAM and has been supported for 5 years. So imagine 6 gigs of RAM. That phone would be supported forever. A stock Android device, 3 to 4 gigs of RAM, is supported for at least 3 years. Add about 6 to 8 gigs, yeah, it could be easily supported for quite a while, especially if it has good hardware. So, you know, but people think what they want, and they're entitled to their own opinion. The essential phone has been a beast. 4 gigs of RAM, definitely something that's you know makes it one of the best phones I've ever owned. All right, guys, it's getting late, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Like I said, nobody joined, but it's fine. Thank you so much. Shout out to the replay crew if I decide to keep this. Stay tuned for some more videos, guys. Like I said, I love coming up here answering questions. I love coming up here just talking, giving my opinion on some things. Things is kind of tough right now, and I know you guys don't want to hear that because I'm buying all these damn gadgets. But things in my personal life, they're just starting to come together. So I'll definitely be trying to get some more content out. I just got to take time to breathe from what I got going on in my personal life. Think about it, what I want to put out here, and yeah, it will get done. So, all right, guys, thank you for stopping by. Whatever. So thank you. Shout out to the replay crew. Shout out to everybody that rocks with me. Please like the content if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below if you got any questions, comments, or concerns about anything that we talked about tonight. Or if you got any questions about anything else, no matter what it is. And appreciate the feedback, appreciate the love, appreciate everything, guys. And this has been Q from Tech Rants, and I'm gonna bounce the hell on out of here. Catch you guys on the next one. Later.